Good evening, this is Mr. Goodpliers with another special unboxing. This is 2020 Sunflower Swap Meet unboxing number 2. First thing out of the box, we have this 1961 Chevrolet headlight bezel. See, great shape there, rust-free, dent-free. Now, this one was a triumphant acquisition for $20 because I have the truck that is currently missing one. And I had bid last week online for one that ended tonight actually, and I had bid to $45 plus shipping and let it go, and spotted this one at the swap meet for $20 and was glad I did. So we saved over half price for that one. And then also on the headlight bezel subject, I found not one pair, not two pairs, but 3 pairs of 57 Chevy headlight bezels. Now the 57 Chevy, that's an iconic car, personifies the 50s like really almost no other vehicle. And so I kind of leveraged my buying on these. The first set I went a little deep, that was $50 for that pair. And then the second one, I got real lucky and the guy allowed me to buy them for $5 for the pair. That was a sweet deal. And then the third pair I got for $30. So $80 divided by 3. I'm not a mathematician, but a little over $25 a pair I averaged on them, so not bad. And what I'll do with those, I've got a junk front end that was something that I had bought for scrap, and it's missing a pair of headlight bezels. That front end, you know, it was too junky to use on a car, but it's still part of a 57 Chevy, so I can't bear to junk it. And so I'll probably slice that front end off and turn it into a wall hanger, light it up. So the junkiest pair of these will go on that. And of the other 2 pairs, probably the best pair I'm going to send on to my friend Alan Wollard, who is actually rebuilding a 57 Chevy that I've traded him. And he's got a YouTube build going on right now for that car. And you can check him out. Alan, A-L-A-N, Wollard, W-L-O-L-L-A-R-D. Right here on YouTube, Alan Wollard, building that 57 Chevy. Check him out. Great metal worker, and something even better than that is he is a guy who I can trust. And I've got 55 Chevy of mine sitting there, and you know, I go down, work on it. Alan has made progress on that car every time I'm down there, even juggling family things, wife, kids, all of that. And great guy, honest guy, great bodywork guy. And so I wanted to pick up a set of these for him because the car that I had dropped off down there did not have a set. And probably I'll either hang that third set on the wall or sell it online possibly to fund further ventures and adventures. Next thing out, kind of a fun one. We got the 2 keep off the grass signs, and these are something I kind of have weird taste in certain things, and one of those weird tastes that I have is AstroTurf. Those of you who saw me at the 2019 swap meet, sunflower swap meet, will remember that I was the only one who had an AstroTurf. That's right, AstroTurf decked out swap meet. I even had a little white picket fence and some artificial flowers. And so I thought something like this, would be kind of amusing to put on AstroTurf, maybe as kind of a tongue-in-cheek art project, but we'll see where that goes. Next out of the box is, I don't like to use the R word because it is overused. I don't know what the rarity of this can is, but I will say for sure it is scarce. Not a lot of automatic transmissions around in the era that this came out. Still a lot of manuals on the road. I did get 2 of these. Happened onto these from my friend Mike for $5 a can, which that was a deal there was no way I was passing up. And these have kind of a bigger story. I actually have started collecting mobile, and that kind of started when we bought a gas pump at a farm consignment auction. Somebody had towed there in a pickup bed trailer. We bought the pickup bed trailer with that gas pump, and that has mobile signage on it. And then my dad's cousin Robert, he had willed my dad his mobile sign when he had passed on unexpectedly. And so we kind of had the 2 biggest, most expensive, hardest to find things, the sign and the pump. And so at that point I started collecting mobile items, and where that whole thing really took off was when we ended up buying the remnants of a concrete block plant out of Salina. And so I got a lot of bullnose blocks and a lot of standard blocks and half blocks, and there's a lot in there that one day that's the dream, to build a mobile gas station. Sometime, somewhere, we're going to get there. We're going to see that mobile gas station, and I'm going to be sitting there, trowel in hand, laying those cinder blocks down. Also on the mobile theme and on the small things theme, we have an uncut mobile Pegasus gold jeweled key. That is quite a neat one there. That'll go nice in a display cabinet. I'm going to lay that right here on top of the can. Next up we have, this is an NOS, which is new old stock, never folded until the day of the meet there. This is a twin pack 7-Up carrier, and you can see there printed in Atlanta, Georgia, home of another famous soft drink maker. Nice crisp NOS, beautiful 7-Up double carrier. Then we have one, this is the family pack, and it's led a bit of a hard life. There's a kind of a corner knackered out, but we do have that missing corner. Got a little darkening there, but still a piece that if you display it from this angle on your shelf, put a few bottles in there, you'll never know it, and it'll look just dandy sitting up there. And happened on to a few Edsel items. Here we have 1958s. You can see there. Got the distinctive and iconic horse collar grill. Now the Edsel is kind of one of those sad stories. People make jokes about it, but it's kind of hard for me to imagine what it would have been like in that time. They had such high hopes. The 50s post-war era was such a period of optimism, and to hear of something that, these guys poured their heart and soul into those cars, and they had styled them, and made them in a way that really was something unique, something distinctive, something different. And you know, anybody can go read the Edsel story, draw their own conclusions, but you know, there were a confluence of fairly unfortunate circumstances that kind of piled on and just made that a sour experience, which was very unfortunate. Other items which are directly related to the Edsel were the Comet. Now, those of you who know, this is a styled accessories book. Those of you who know the Comet, that was to be a companion car to the Edsel. It was actually supposed to be named an Edsel Comet, and it was out in 1960, which was the year that the Edsel folded. So they never did put the Edsel name on the Comet, but the way that ended up was that the Comet was a standalone brand for the 1960 and 1961 models. Then it was folded over into Mercury in 1962. But beautiful, attractive little cars they were, really. I've got one out in my fleet, which one day we'll take a tour around the yard and hope to show you that one. Another one on that sales brochure table was the beautiful 59 Chevrolet. You got the flat top there on the front, and then other models on the back and inside. This was one of my favorite pieces. Laying on the table, I didn't know what it was till I opened it. And then looking inside, this is actually for International Harvester. You see the Metro van and the regular pickup styled panel with the pickup front end. And then here's another, see one paired with a Dodge. Kind of an oddball thing to see a manufacturer's vehicle, competitor manufacturer's vehicle pictured. And there's some decked out for laundry duty there. That was a great thing about these old step vans. They were in laundry services and plumbers and all kinds of different vocational settings. So they really were a working man's vehicle. Alright, in the box I've picked up the flyer for the 21st annual Motoring Festival at McPherson College, put on by the CARS Club. Now the CARS Club is something that I was involved in. Those of you who know me know that I was a McPherson College graduate in 2008. So there were few of those motoring festivals in there that I was able to be a part of, and it's just a great time to go back and see other graduates and current students, see finished vehicles, see what they're working on. So that's one that I look forward to attending this year. Another small thing to see. This is a Ford battery filler cap off of an old 6-volt battery of the day. Then here we have some General Motors factory promotional photos. These I also got from my friend Mike. And there you have the 61 Chevrolet Bel Air Sport Sedan, which is a 4-door hardtop. Here is the 3200 Chevrolet Stepside, 3/4 ton. which would be, I'm guessing 55, 6, 7. Probably a 55. Then we have here, this would appear to be, I'm going to say 1946 on these. I'll zoom it out there. Just a great old shot showing the lineup of the GM vehicles. Again, you get that historical context there with the lady in her period fashions of the 40s. Back to the 61 sport sedan. We'll lay those out here. And another small thing from 57. This is a tag that would have been attached to a Prince Machiavelli perfume bottle that was a giveaway with a test drive of the 1957 Chevy. You can see in the other side there, 57 Chevrolet. It's daring, it's different, and the name of Kirby's Garage, which was the dealer. So we'll lay those right next to our 57 Chevy headlight bezels here. I've looked for a perfume bottle on eBay and put a bid in, and the perfume bottle that actually would have been attached to had kind of a crown shape to it, almost like a early 50s Chrysler Imperial Crown emblem. So now we have a stack of vintage advertisements. First on the stack is one near and dear to my heart. This is a vehicle that I actually own and will be working on soon. This is a Dodge panel truck, which this body style was built 1939 to 1947. Next up we have the 52 Ford. Great old graphics showing the cutaways and the different parts, and again the styling of the people's dress and attire of those days and years. Personal favorite of mine, you have the 1950 Ford and the household appliances you could win. This one appeals to me because it kind of has a reminder a little bit of the Indiana Jones Nuketown scene. The 1950 Fords were the Army staff cars that they drove. And of course you can't forget the refrigerator, which Indy survived the nuclear blast in. Then we have a 1947 Studebaker Starlight Coupe. This one again near and dear to me because my dad owns a 47 Starlight Coupe, which I anticipate working on another day. Again, another one near and dear to me, the old 5-window Chevrolet truck. I have several of these in pieces waiting to be built. Then we have Sparky, the AC spark plug mascot. Next up we've got the Firestone with the little cherubic boy pitching tires. Priceless protection. They're showing that those tires will keep the youngsters safe. Again, we've got another Edsel piece here. This particular one, 1959. You know, say what you will, to me, it's just an iconic car. You know, that one says the 50s is much or more than a 57 Chevy. We have the jeweled opulence of the Cadillac Coupe de Ville, approximately 51, 52 era. They just don't don't hold anything back on that one. If you've got that Cadillac, boy, you are somebody and you have made it. And then next one here, we've got the 56 Pontiac. These are the 4-door hardtops, and boy, what a good looking car those were. 56 was the introduction of the 4-door hardtop for Pontiac and Chevrolet. And last in the stack, we have another 56 4-door hardtop, which was the Oldsmobile 88, Rocket 88 they called them. And boy, they were a rocket. That was a vehicle that was sensational when they brought them out. So I'll take the camera down and give you one last look at unboxing number 2. From the Sunflower Swap Meet 2020. All those wonderful items to add to the collection. That's it, guys and gals. I'm Mr. Goodpliers saying goodbye.